but gosh knows what they do until,
Yes, I don't think we've ever came across a black-eyed kid being let in, right?
right. Well, I mean, I would never let them in
Well,
anyway.
we would not, but other
No,
people outside of us,
they
we
may.
would not.
Right,
We would not.
right.
Other people perhaps might. I'm afraid that an elderly couple that can't really see very well and see
Exactly.
children might, which I think would be, oh boy, all sorts of problems there.
Mm,
Um,
I mean,
I
I
like,
I don't
uh,
know.
and Monica talked about this. Yeah, it is creepy because whether you believe in the vampire, the folklore, we all know the folklore.
Right.
And even with the demonic side, right, Brandy,
Mhm.
they ask for permission to enter.
Right. They do, because as we know that you cannot even be possessed unless you give them full authority to do so. And again, that's human stupidity when that happens. Because I mean, they can torment you and then they can torment everyone around you until you say, you know, just bother me, take over me, leave them alone, da 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 da. I mean, or I am just so tired, just go ahead and do what you're going to do. So, I mean, we have those things for a demonic type entity, but they have to ask to come in, which is the same thing that these black eyed kids have to do. It's also the same thing if you're dealing with a vampire. They do have to ask permission. But as Monica had stated on one show, that you can revoke your permission,
I remember that.
and I would hope that that is true, due to the fact that if I had done it by accident and let them in, that I can revoke my invitation to come in. I would hope.
I
you
would
know,
hope so, but I was also just the other day I was talking with somebody about the same not Black Eyed Kids, but about the invitation to
right,
something,
right,
you know,
right.
and someone suggested to me it could also be something just as simple as a thought in your mind that opens up something that, oh, this person, so Rob, actually, we were talking about one of my dreams that you and I know well about with when
Mm-hmm.
I played cards with the devil, right? Remember
Mm-hmm.
that story? I got frantic and I was doing a show and you popped on and we talked about it. Remember that a long time?
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I told this with spoke on this with somebody, and they said the mere thought that the mere image that you put in your mind of any of these things, some of these entities, demonic things, vampires, whatever it is, that's all they need to satisfy your intent to invite. And let me tell you something. That is a scary thought because you and I both know that we've thought about things about this all the time and
Mm-hmm.
not say, hey, come see me. I invite you in. But we think about it and just the mere us sitting there and researching or trying to discover it is almost like an open, hey, I want to learn more about you. I'm not inviting you, but guess what I'm doing? I'm researching you. They might take that as a invitation. I don't know. It was just food for thought the other day, and it got me thinking that you really got to watch what you're saying sometimes or thinking.
You well, it's the same thing as if okay. I'm trying to think of a great way to put this so everybody will understand.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, again, saying, "Hey, don't bother me, leave me alone," but your intent is not there. If you say, "Hey, I," say, just as an example, that Christ is my savior. Okay. So if I do not believe that Christ is my savior, which I do, that Christ is my savior, then anything that I say will not mean nothing. If
Mm.
you do not have the intent backing what you're saying or what you're thinking, it is all for naught. You know what I mean? Because somebody can sit there and hold a cross and it will not protect them if they have no belief system.
I believe in that, the belief system. Absolutely, I do.
Yeah. You have to believe in your higher power, whatever that is, and believe in that wholeheartedly and truthfully for it to mean anything against these things that we cannot do anything about. I mean, sometimes you can't see them, sometimes you can't hear them, but they're there. And if you do not believe in that higher power, whatever it is, you're not going to have that strength of protection. It's just as plain and simple as that. So with these beings, these black-eyed kids, I do not know what to do. If I rebuke them in the name of Christ, would that work? I don't know. Are they aliens? How am I going to get rid of them? If they're vampires, I mean, what do I do with these things? Because I can't classify them in any particular category because I don't know what they are. And that's
No,
what's difficult.
that is difficult. And really briefly, thanks to Brian once again. He says the moment it comes into your consciousness, it thus becomes a reality or permission exists.
Exactly.
Yes. And that is very,
Yeah. It,
you know,
it
you're
it's very
threading a,
tough. It's
from
very
what
tough.
we,
I'm sorry. Go
no,
ahead.
no, 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 continue on. But in what we do, we walk a fine line. It's a fine thread. We
Yeah.
always have to be cautious.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have to have a belief in something. Whether it be metaphysical or a religion, your religion, whatever that is. You know, you have your belief. So, I mean, I'm very open to all kinds of religions, all kinds of spiritualities. It's kind of like I I am protecting myself against these things that I cannot, I cannot explain. I can't, but I can't let them in my life because, as we all know, that sometimes we're not the only ones that we have to protect. We have to protect all the people around us too. And especially doing what I do and going into the places that I go in, I have to be double particular about things. Does one slip by every now and again? Sure does. Sure
And
does.
it's gonna slip by. It's gonna
Yeah.
always slip by. You know, it's gonna
But
slip by.
yeah, because and usually my normal mantra is repel anything that is negative or hurtful to me. So I never say any playful spirits, that just want to come hang out and party with me or anything. I don't say that. It's just anything negative or that wants to hurt me, da da da. I want to keep them away from me. I mean, so does one slip? Sure. Sure. Um, but I
And
just want to make sure that negativity stays away from me, even at home. I mean, when I recite my intentions, it's kind of like anything that is negative or hurtful towards me or my family. You're not welcome in my home. So, I mean, I say it all the time.
I know you do, and I know we talk about this all the time. And for people that don't know, what is your take? I know what it is. The welcome mat thing. What's your theory? Do you
You know,
have one? Do you point it
I,
toward the ground? Do you just not have one? Because
I,
I got a
you
new
know
welcome mat. And you know what it says? It says
what?
"Joy to the World." It's a Christmas one. I'm deciding to keep that out.
That's mine. I've had
Oh,
that one there for years. I've got to buy a
okay,
new one. But as
okay,
soon as you walk in, it says joy.
okay,
Yeah, it
okay,
says joy as soon as you walk in my door.
okay.
Yeah, I never put welcome out there. I don't
Yeah,
want to, welcome the living or the dead. You know what I
no,
mean? I like to keep to
yeah,
myself over here.
you
So
do, but you do, and you've got enough going on over there
yeah,
anyway. From now,
yeah,
every now and again,
yeah. If you're a spirit and you don't want to have joy, don't come in my house. That's
So
what we
yeah,
need. That's what we need. Right. Um,
yeah, it's yeah, I get
so
that.
keep that Christmas one out there. By golly, keep it out there.
Yeah, no, it is, and it's pretty cool, and you can't tell it's Chris. It just says "Joy to the World." So what I'm doing is I'm putting joy into the universe. Is what I'm
You're
doing.
setting the intention on your house as people walk in. That is it.
That is correct. It's a
So,
joyful place in which to
dwell.
enter into
Yes.
my domain, in my
Yes.
space, as they say.
Absolutely.